Hey there, this is Sanjay, and we're going to talk about the new experience on reviewing your pull request. So GitHub has changed a few of stuff over here. So let's see what has been changed. So initially, on the right side, we used to see that okay, there is something called files viewed. Then there will be Ask Copilot, and here there is a couple of options like you can choose your file, and you can literally have a chat with the copilot, and there is something called code spaces, which is like a environment which you can run on the browser itself, and there is something called review changes, and this has much more details like drag and drop images and much more features over here, and it's like a pop-up kind of thing. So let's understand what changed, what has been changed. So now when you look into the new GitHub page, preview page, you can see this has been similar, but they have removed a few of the features over here. So let me give you an understanding over here. So they have removed the submit review, ask copilot, review code spaces, and review changes, and they have one single prompt over here, which is submit review. So what I believe, like they're trying to make it somewhat easy, somewhat simple UI. So you get this pretty big UI, and there is like a lot of spaces over here, which I really don't like it. And there is feels like less of features than the before. Again, we don't use many of these features when you do a pull request, but feels like something is missing. They're trying to make it more simplified, so you can have a commit, add file, request changes over here. That's a few changes which I have been noticed in these particular changes. And if you don't have any lines of changes from the previous, right, or any deleted lines, they don't show that even if it is zero. In the previous thing, you can see even if there is like a zero line of change, they will show as a red color like this. So that has been changed right now. Then few of the other changes when you look into the old version, this is how it looks like in the old version. So you have a lot of things over here, it's like filter, conversation, commands. Now it's very simplified, so you can just say all changes, or you can look into some specified commits. So these are the few changes happen, and you have a code over here. So you might wondering like where this review code space has been gone, and the ask copilot, so they have been pushed that into the code space over here. So you can click onto code space, and you can start a new code space to run your code space on GitHub platform. And just to be aware, code space are limited based on your pricing plans. It's not unlimited. And if you want to run it on the local development, you can just copy this and run it on your Visual Studio Code, command line, or terminal, whatever it is. So that's how it's really kind of works for the new changes. For my personal opinion, I don't really like where they try to remove a lot of stuffs over here, and there is like yeah, I pretty much didn't like this particular thing. They tried to remove a lot of features. The congested one was much more easy for to understand. And let me know your thoughts, what you think. That's a few changes which I can visibly see at this moment. And in terms of, let me have a look into adding a code or something like that. So this is a new environment. Okay, so they kind of highlight it over here. So this is good. This is not that complicated as over here. So you can see which code you have been highlighted by black and the light brownish color over here, and you can comment over that particular line. So that's pretty cool. Apart from that, there is no much changes. It's pretty much simplified, and they are pushing a lot of Copilot into the code spaces, and everywhere you can see this PR has been raised by Copilot. So I'm just trying it out, and to be honest, like that's not good. I just rejected this PR because um, Copilot couldn't solve what I intended to solve. So I hope you understood, and you can also give them the feedback on why you didn't like this particular preview, and they can do the improvisation and they can roll out it for the future uh, release. All right, so awesome. So that's a pretty much changes which you can see in this